Hi guys, I'm back again today and we're going to check out American prisoner compares Norway's prisons to our criminal justice prison system 219 injustice. Larry Lawton. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm like lack of food. I'm hallucinating. But anyways, so he's an ex prisoner. He's gonna tell us and I don't know anything about the prison, okay? So I cannot tell you, but we'll see. Well, before we start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's go.
Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here. I got a great review for you today.
Can
A
I
lot of
eat?
people have been asking me to do this. I'm going to be comparing American prisons with the Norway prison, a place called Halden. It's a prison
Norway.
that's doing a lot of great stuff in Norway. But before I get started, please check us out on YouTube. I always say it. Check us out on our member programs, Patreon, YouTube, our Discord. Please check our merch out. Please check
Yeah,
out
but
my
Larry,
book, Gangster Redemption. You guys will love
Larry
it. Now,
has
the prisons in Norway are built on
changed. Like
rehabilitation.
he
The
redeemed
prisons in the
himself.
United States are built on punishment, not rehabilitation. It's a big difference.
I've been
Now that he says that, it should be rehabilitation, not punishment, right? I mean, like, yes, get punished for your crime, but also give people equal opportunity to kind of like redeem themselves as well. Because if you punish a child, what happens? They either rebel, they get worse, they develop psychological or whatever. But if you rehabilitate, you care and support and help people, they get better. So Larry is smart.
checked into a lot of prisons, and it's never a pleasant experience. Oh, hi. This is the first time I've had a welcoming handshake from a guard.
Oh,
The minute you get in there, they shake your hand.
why? You
Well, fuck,
congratulate
I
me?
never had I'm in shackles. First of all, you come in belly irons and shackles like this, and the guy's shaking your hand. It's like, wow. Well, I mean, talk about put you at ease or put you at awkward situation. And you're wondering, like, well, usually it's, in the United States, it's us against them. It's the guards against the inmates. That's
I
where
don't
you
know, but
want
I've
it.
watched a lot
You
of
don't want inmate on inmate. You want that you wanted to
videos.
take that. You wanted to have that pride. You were a fighter. I was a convict. Fuck the system. But the system made me that way. And why I mean that is in Norway, they focus on rehabilitation. They had a shop. They were fixing cars, making tables to train inmates on how to make a living, give them a real trade.
Gosh, this is crazy. I'm really impressed by what I'm seeing here. I mean, these guys are underneath the cars doing something I don't know. It looks like this guy's changing the exhaust. This prison is very
Smart.
clever in creating a normal environment.
Because you cannot just disregard. Yes, we all make mistakes. Maybe some people make worse mistakes than others, but we have to give equal opportunity for everyone. Because if you if you make it seem like they have no opportunity coming out, then they're going to commit the same crimes again, just so that they can end up back there, right? If you're gonna tell prisoners that they don't have an opportunity when they get out, then they are not gonna be better people. They're gonna be even worse or just the same, right? So giving them opportunity like this, amazing, so that when they go out they also have the skills. They're not rotting away in jail, and they can find jobs. Oh, let's all move to Norway,
Working
and
environment,
Europe in
just like
general.
you get outside.
Now, the United States says, "Oh, we're going to train them. We're going to give them unicorn." Well,
Unicorn?
unicorn's slave wages. That's you're not learning a
What is
trade.
that?
That's slave wages. Now they'll have what they call CMS in the United States, and then they'll have the plumbers and the carpenters and the electricians. But this makes me laugh. They don't take a guy like, let's say Larry Lawton doesn't know anything about plumbing, and we're going to teach him a trade. So let's teach him that trade. No,
They
they
know
take a real
the
plumber
professional.
who screwed up
Oh,
his life out there, and they just use him
unfair.
as a person to do work. That's all it is. So they're making their jobs, and they're not training somebody new for a job on the outside. There's no job training. There's no education. I love it in the United States. They say, oh, we have education. We make them get their GED. They do that. They will make you go. If you don't have a GED, they'll make you go to school. But what did they do in the United States? They stopped all kind of grants or anything where a person, they call
how can you pay for it? Or is it free?
So an inmate could try to educate himself, maybe with a college degree or in business, or a college degree in law or anything. I had to pay for correspondence courses when I was in prison. If I didn't have the money to do that, the system wasn't helping me at all. The system doesn't help you.
So it's like we only get the people who have experience. We only educate the people who have money. So you're basically saying half or even 75% of the people there are effed. Because in the first place, the reason why people end up there is because no money, no education. Of course, they don't have the skills or the, yeah, I forget the term I wanted to use, to go out there and fend for themselves. And that is why they ended up here in the first place, and then you're denying them again. Oh, so dumb.
Dress up like this, but if we have to, we have to.
What am I watching?
The prison has a unique subterranean tunnel system that offers rapid access to any part of the complex. The guards here train for every eventuality.
When I was in the hole in USP Atlanta, when they came and got you, like if they had to do what they call a cell extraction, which they showed in this show. A cell extraction is when they got to come with, we call them the goon squad. The prison system calls them the SORT team. When they come and get you and they cell extract you, they come down the tier and everybody's at their door looking, and then later they used to cover the windows because they beat you so bad that they didn't want anybody to see what they were doing to you. But anyway, so now everybody's seeing you, they're hearing you down the tier, they're hearing the screams, and this is in America. Well, in Norway, they have underground catacombs, a whole system. So when they want to transfer that inmate or go into a place to get their cell extraction, you don't got to bother anybody in the whole entire prison. You know, I mean, whatever it is, in the whole system, you don't have to bother them. I mean, it's a matter of people don't even know what's going on.
This is very different, isn't it?
I'll show you what I'm eating.
Prisoner. Yeah. Hello, nice. I'm Raphael. Yeah. Is that the right thing to do for a prisoner who's here on the first day, to greet a prison officer?
Oh, yeah.
That's normal, is it? This doesn't feel normal, a prison officer sitting down on the sofa having a
Wait,
chat
what?
with prisoners.
It's like that here.
Those are prisoners? I thought it's like she's a guard and those are like her colleagues. I didn't think they were prisoners. I thought she's just hanging out with her colleagues. What is life?
Okay.
See, in the United States, if a guard did that, he's going to be fired. Because they're going to think he's being corrupted. And they don't want the guards to interact with the inmates because they think they're going to be manipulated. Well, you know what that shows me? That you're either hiring the wrong people or you have no faith in the guards that you hire, that you think they're going to be corrupted. That's what it is. That's how bad it is. That's a bad statement on the
guards?
On the powers that be in a prison. Because if you hire people that you don't trust to interact with someone and maybe understand the vibe of the prison, what's going on in the prison, whatever it is, and you just don't trust them to not get manipulated, what you're saying is that we're hiring the idiots that can't be trusted and inmates are going to manipulate them. They're just idiots. And that's a sad thing because I know guards that were great guards. Like I said, Gary Massey, certain other guards I know in prison that were good dudes. We had no intention of corrupting them. If they want to be corrupted, you'll be corrupted. It's not like that. It's not like, oh, let's corrupt that guy. It comes naturally, however it comes. The guy might need it or whatever the case is, and they don't pay them enough in a lot of ways. The interaction with the guards and the inmates showed me a lot of trust for the system of Norway prison. A lot of trust in their own employees. They must pay them pretty good.
The way they trust their children,
but it was a trust
they
in the
also
system.
trust
You're trusting the people you hire
their
to handle these inmates.
prisoners.
And obviously, I try to look behind the scenes of something like this going on. And again, they even say if you got 20% recidivism rate, that means 20% of all those people in there are coming back. Now, obviously, can people be corrupted? Are they corrupted? Yes. Or do I think there's? I don't think they really,
The
they
Philippine
really,
prison, I bet, is all corrupt.
They
If you have money,
focus
you're living
on
large. If you don't,
straight rehabilitation.
what is this?
I mean, this has got to be worth tens of thousands of pounds of recording.
You can do music. You can literally
It's
make
a
an
question
album
I'm
while
keen
you're
to
in
put to
prison.
Dutch
You
drug
can
smuggler Theo.
drop some.
Now, I'll tell you what,
Album.
this is going to be really weird for me
We can
to
make
say
our own
this.
label.
A part of me almost thinks they're too easy. And I don't know, it was really hitting me differently while I was watching this, thinking about my own prison time and thinking about how good we could do a lot better in the United States compared to other countries. And this is not just Norway, obviously Germany, Sweden, a lot of these other prisons, Italy, France, they have a lot better prison systems than the United States. The United States just has a suck-ass prison system.
Does it feel like you're in prison?
I understand your question, because no bars and it's not like a prison, but still you're inside.
What?
So
This
you
is
cannot go
prison?
anywhere.
They're just
And you
relaxed
miss your
like
family.
this?
And so it's still a prison.
So it doesn't matter that you're in an environment that is treating prisoners with humanity, dignity, respect. Their focus is on rehabilitating people.
And I bet they have lower.
Two prisons. The maximum security prison was a place called Halden in Norway, and I'm going to compare it to USP Atlanta when I was in Atlanta in the United States. Now, you want to talk about totally different look and feel. Atlanta was built in 1903. This place is pretty new. I mean, real new. They treat you in this prison in Norway like a human. You actually get a room. You don't get a cell.
Wow.
In Atlanta,
It's like you're
you
just
get
in a
thrown in
boarding
with the wolves
school.
and you're in just
With
squalid
rules.
conditions.
You can go out.
The worst of the worst, or whether it's the
I mean, outside the
weather.
prison, but you
if
can
it
go
was
outside.
during a time where the winter was there, there'd be broken glass and it'd be freezing in your cell, and you're literally shivering.
no.
I mean, in your cell, laying in a ball in Atlanta. Because I did this, and you're freezing. Your balls are fucking, sucked up into your body. Your whole body is just you're freezing. And they didn't give a shit. They're lucky if they give you one little blanket. Lucky.
What?
In this Halden prison in Norway, wow, they have an actual room. They actually have a refrigerator in the room. They have a TV in the room.
It's so much better
nice
than
to eat with a
my,
knife and
like,
fork.
not my life, but some
It's
people's
just
life.
Totally different. And I'm talking, let me give you,
Here,
first
of
of all,
course.
let's break it down into the criminal justice system. In the United States, very barbaric system. You can get life for shit. Doing things are not even a violent crime. You could be a drug dealer, a big drug dealer, and get life. I mean, you didn't kill anybody, you didn't do anything, you didn't order a murder. You'll get life, depending on the weight of the crime and weight of the drugs and all that.
I wonder what he did.
In Norway, no matter what crime you commit, murder. This one guy they did in a show killed a rival drug dealer, buried his body. He got 17 years. The maximum sentence you can get in Norway is 21 years.
Maximum?
21 years. Well, they better be
Whoa.
on rehabilitation. In the United States, you give a guy a life sentence. And again, in the United States, life is letters. You're getting LIFE, boom, stamped in your jacket. You're done. You never get out. You get out in a body bag. Period. You get out in a body bag. So it's not like you're gonna, get parole out of that. There's no parole. There's none. It's none. Like I said, the United States is one of the most harshest systems in the world. So now,
Maybe Thailand.
the United States has this life
Maybe
and
Southeast
sentence and
Asia.
all that kind of stuff. Norway's 21 years, so they're getting out, and they really, really focus on rehabilitation. Let me tell you how deep they focus. Before they changed their system in Norway, they had about a 70% recidivism rate, kind of like the United States. Now they have between a 20 and 30% recidivism
Ooh,
rate.
so it's working.
Think of the money they're saving. I don't care how much it costs to rehabilitate this guy. He's not reoffending. 20 to 30% recidivism rate compared to a 70%.
3%?
That's not even something that can be debated. If you don't do that, you're an idiot. And there's where
Exactly.
I look at the United States, and I think it's a real corrupt system, and I think it's a money system, and I think it's private prison systems, which I did hear.
Because then they will not have a lot of, like, they will not have a lot of jobs. They will not, like, the corruption, though, corruption. They're thinking about themselves, not the benefit, the people. Nobody cares about people. They care about money, money,
some political bullshit. But whatever it is, my point is the systems are totally different. They're looking at people as human beings. And even in the United States, I think it's 96% of all inmates are getting out. 96%. So there's 4 or 5% that are never getting out. Well, that's 95% of people that you want to be seen rehabilitated, because who do you want living next to you?
Yeah.
I often tell people, when you rehabilitate someone, you're not only helping that person,
You're
'cause he's
helping
not
the
gonna commit
other
a crime.
people.
You're preventing victims.
Oh, true.
Now, if you're out there
Very
right now,
smart.
you're looking at
I
this
don't know why he
video
went to
and
jail,
you're
but
thinking, who's my neighbor?
he's smart.
How would you like the neighbor to come to you? Guy
I'm in
moves
prison, not jail.
and he rents from you. I don't know where you at, whatever it is, close by. And he's a guy who's bitter, don't give a fuck, and before you know it, he can't get a job because he wasn't rehabilitated. He has no trades, and he says, "Fuck this," and he's now looking for his next victim.
Yeah.
Do you
Because
want
he
that
doesn't
guy
have
living
hope.
next
He
to
doesn't
you?
give a fudge.
Or do you want the guy that really learned rehabilitation, was taken off drugs, got fixed from drugs, was maybe helped with a trade, and all of a sudden that guy is now your neighbor who wants to help you and even do things for you, because these people are good people. Now,
They're
you're
still
going to
human
get
beings.
a lot of feedback. I know I'm going to get this feedback, everybody. I know it's happening.
What?
I'm going to get the feedback of, what about the victims? And you're right. How's this? I'm not even going to fight that. I feel for victims, but I'm trying to prevent
It's true.
more victims.
Yeah. It's true. Like, yes, the victims, but also, like what he's saying, he's trying to prevent more victims, because of course if it happens to me, I'm gonna be furious and all that, like if it's somebody in my life and all that, but there's other people that he could hurt also, or she could hurt also in the long run. So it's better to rehabilitate than to kind of like give them like whatever sentence that is ridiculous, and they don't learn anything. They become even worse because you're just like penting up all those energy, and then when when you put more water in this in this mug, it just keeps it, and then it overflows, and sometimes it even breaks it because of pressure. So when you go out, maybe is that your breaking point now, and you commit even worse crime, right? So it's not helping
It's
anybody.
not so much I'm some bleeding heart liberal, anything like that. I think if we fix a person, he's going to have less victims. So now you're actually saving people. You're helping people, because now there's no more victims. And yes, do I feel for the victims? But once a person becomes a victim, there's nothing you can do to just change that and make that person whole again and not be a victim. Sad as that is. And what's also
Sadly.
sad is,
It
I really feel bad for somebody who loses somebody or something, but you can never get that person back. And there are crimes. I know. I often, people ask me about the crimes in prison, or I call it prison justice. Everybody you think about, and you think about this good. Whitey Bulger, the snitch from Boston, who was a federal informant for years, was a major criminal, played both sides of the aisle, went to a prison, I think Hazleton, USP Hazleton, in the federal system, and he was killed his first day. They put his eye out with a shank, and they were cutting his tongue out.
Oh
And
my.
they killed him. That's called prison
Ouch.
justice. You want to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer, who ate people, goes to prison, he gets killed in prison.
Yeah,
by
I
the
watched the.
inmates. That's called prison justice. If you're a rapist or if you're a child molester or something like that, that's not going over well in prison, and it's called
Mm-mm.
prison justice. But comparing Norway to the United States penal systems, not only system, the prisons. How about this? There's no comparison. You can't compare.
Hmm.
The United States system is broke. It needs to be torn down and rebuilt. It has to be torn down. I don't mean the prisons, every one of them, obviously, because there's new prisons, everything else. Hell, they make them all. They need to take prisons, and the way they rehabilitate, the way they run prisons needs to be changed. Yeah, some people say, "Oh, Norway's a small country compared." You're right, but every state in the United States has its own way of doing things, and each state can do it different. But the federal government is 200 and something thousand inmates, so it's not like it's millions. There's over 2.3 million people incarcerated in the United States. But the federal system, I'm talking about the federal system. And comparing the federal system to the Norway system at Halden prison, there's no comparison. They treat people like human beings. When you treat a person like a human, you're going to get a human. You treat a person like an animal, he's going to become an animal.
Right.
That's fact. So if you want to look at a good show, go look at Netflix. It's called Inside the World's Toughest Prisons. But go to Norway.
I like those.
Go to the Norway show. Now, I'm watching other shows on there now. Of course, I keep watching them. I know Raphael. And he goes into some horrific prisons, but they're third world country prisons.
Philippines.
I don't compare the United States to a third world country, but I just don't. I compare it to other countries in the same kind of financial situations and economic situations as the United States.
Okay.
When you can
That's a
do
smart
that
way of
and then
doing that.
compare them and say, "Oh, the United States is better," I can't find one, not one
Yeah.
country where the United States is a better prison system. It's just sad. It is what it is. We need to change it. Prison reform is a real thing. I'm here for that. We're going to do a bunch of stuff on that. This pandemic's almost over. I'm going on the
Pandemic's
road.
over.
We're going to do a whole show on this, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, everybody, I really want to thank you for listening and watching this show. Much love, much respect. Good job, Norway. If anybody in Norway is watching
Norway.
this,
Everything you do is like.
give us
I don't know.
a
Do you ever
comment
make
or
mistakes? That's the
email
thing.
me or hit us up on the fans in the back
Or,
of
I mean,
YouTube
Europe
there,
in
the
general.
About page, and I want to
Like,
hear
what
from
do you do wrong? Let's find
because your
something.
country's doing a good
Just
job
kidding.
and good for you guys. Seems a little cold there though. Anyway, guys, have a great
yeah,
day.
somebody said that.
Stay strong. United States, let's fix this prison system somehow. I really hope we can do it. We need the will and the way and get private prisons on the road. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Please make good choices. I don't want to see you in prison ever or anybody in prison ever. It's not the way to go. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe.
Wow. That was a very insightful. Is that all Norway? Like all their prisons are like that, or is it this specific one? Let me know because that is really interesting. And sorry for eating because it's like quarter to 7 p.m. and I'm hungry. So that's why just snacking around. So that was very interesting. Comparisons. Really, really interesting. I mean, yeah, obviously here in the third world country, it's gonna be worse. So if we think that American system is effed, it's worse here. But like he said, he's comparing it's like first world country to first world country, third world to third world. It should be right until we better, like for example Philippines a third world country, and then we are better than most of them or all of them, then we can compare ourselves to the other worlds other countries, right? But anyways, thank you and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.